the court recognized the fundamental issue in some important questions. And one of the questions that Chief Justice Hinkson asked was, why can an individual gather at a bar in British Columbia and watch the Vancouver Canucks lose, sometimes, more often than not perhaps, but can't gather with fellow religious adherents to celebrate the tenets of their faith or to worship their God? And this was the question that the judge asked not just once, but repeatedly. And in that hearing, having that front row seat as the paper pusher, as Paul Jaffe was arguing that case, the government did not have a response. They had two lawyers, Gareth Morley and Jackman Hughes, but a response to that question that would satisfy common sense, but of course satisfy science. Now, the Justice Center had presented the expert opinions of two experts, medical experts, an epidemiologist, which is, an important aspect. All these public health officers are practicing epidemiology. Our expert was a gentleman who had been the chief medical health officer for the province of Manitoba for 12 years and handled the original SARS COVID crisis and the H1N1 pandemics. And so had some experience about making decisions on these matters. And he looked through the government's evidence, including the affidavit of their deputy provincial health officer, and he said, there's nothing here that justifies this limitation on religious gatherings. I mean, the BC government, in their materials, trying to justify, and Kevin, you asked, what did they have to attempt to justify this prohibition on religious gatherings? Well, the BC government provided the court with the bare statements, not the data, but just the bare statements linking a total of 180 cases, which they claimed were associated with religious settings in the province of BC throughout the period of the pandemic. That's all they could point to. With all of their vast array of knowledge and data, I mean, to date, there's been over 80,000 COVID cases in the province of British Columbia. And the BC government could provide Chief Justice Hinkson with a grand total of 180 cases associated with religious settings in the province of British Columbia.